And in addition to the fashert, we're going to make some side dishes that traditionally go with it.
Yes.
So what is this called? Potato with parsley?
With green parsley.
With green
yes.
parsley. Great.
We're going to cook the potato.
Okay.
And then in a little pan, we put some butter. And I'm going to cut the green parsley. And I put it in the butter.
Okay.
And when it's all done, then we take the potato out when it's all cooked. And then we put
Okay. And these are red potatoes, and we have already pre-cut them to pretty small, but not too small pieces. And then in addition to the potato, what else are we going to make?
We're going to have something, this is also, I don't know if it's Hungarian or not. This is the red cabbage. We're going to slice the red cabbage, and we can do it in the food processor.
Right.
And then just put one onion. We saute the onion, and when that is like nice and yellow, we put the red cabbage in there. And we
oil,
put
vinegar?
Well, the oil already there because we sauteed the onion. And then we put a little salt, vinegar, and in between I usually taste it because, sometimes I don't want to put the vinegar, the whole thing at once. So
Sure.
I always add a little vinegar when I need it. So then, and this dish doesn't have to go to the fridge because this is nice and we eat it warm.
Okay.
And
So-
some cumin.
So we'll first
Yes.
get some water for our potato.
Okay. Now you can put
Még egy nagyobb kis. Nem kell.
Okay.
Yeah, so we need a really nice big knife. What you're doing is not including the core because
because the core.
it's really hard.
Yes.
A lot of people, when they're making some of these meals, they like to use a food processor because it does go faster. So yes, there's always the option that you can do it by hand, but we also want to give some alternatives.
Maybe you have to take it out.
Empty that.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Give me one part like this and we just empty.
So that yields a lot of shredded cabbage.
you're gonna love it.
Nice.
But then again, it's gonna go down.
So tell me about this meal because I don't remember growing up with it.
No,
Did I? I just don't remember.
you just
Oh. Now, you have to use a red cabbage?
yes.
This guy, you
Okay.
have to salt it and stay the salt like 10-15 minutes.
You have
You
to
don't
salt
have
it.
to. You don't have to because we do it. We do it when it's already in a pot. I did it last week.
And you didn't salt
And
it.
I did it yesterday.
I didn't salt that in the ahead, so it's fine.
Oh boy.
Oh, leave it like that.
Okay, we'll leave it like that.
So we need a good size onion. This is a good size.
Okay.
Okay.
What are we doing with the onion?
We cut it really, really small.
Yes.
Well, maybe we can. No, the food processor.
Well, I can get a bigger bowl for the cabbage, and then we can process it. So we usually use the S blade for the onions.
Okay.
And it's been about, what, 10, 15 minutes that we put the fashut in, and we can already smell it.
I can smell it already. Yes, it smells great.
Is that good?
Good,
Because you
yes.
don't want it to be...
No, that's fine. That's good enough.
All right. And now we want to get...
Now we want to
Should
get the pot.
we just use that one?
This one?
This one?
This one?
This one.
This is gonna
No.
go for
How you gonna put that thing on? No, we need a pot. We need a good sized pot. Actually, no, we can use this one.
Really? No. Let's use that one that Dad is. No, the other one. That one. Should I?
Can I help you? Because I already have the right there.
Yeah, you know why? Because, no, I prepared for her.
Because I'm used to it. Okay,
It can be tricky.
Onion,
Oil first?
oil, yeah, onion.
Yes, some of you there.
Maybe that's about 2 tablespoons of
Yes,
oil.
okay.
All right, while you stir that, it's a little bit of cabbage. I'm gonna get the potatoes ready.
The potatoes we put in a cold water.
Yeah. So we're gonna put the water in, more water into the pan for the potatoes.
They push me outside for
First
work.
we put the potato. We put the potato and then
Okay,
and then you just put water a little bit more.
not
Yeah.
too much.
Not too much, yeah. Just to cook it. And then we put the sugar.
And then we can do this with mashed potato also.
That's it.
So that looked like it was about a teaspoon of salt.
Probably, yes.
So we're gonna,
No, that's okay, let's see. It's warm, you know. You need, no, let's see how, this one has to get a little bit more yellow and then we start to put the cabbage.
I just lowered the heat a little bit. My father's wanting to add more oil.
No.
And you're saying no.
Not yet, not yet. We'll No, I said no, leave it.
I'm out from the gate. You push me out.
No, no, you just, you don't have, probably because you don't cook every day, you don't have that much experience with what we're doing, right? I mean,
I don't know. I think he cooks every day.
he?
Yeah?
No.
No?
No.
You don't cook every day?
Not every day, but
Every other day?
3 times a week I cook, you know. Soupy.
But you don't cook fashirt, right? You don't make
I make
fashirt.
fashirt for the New Year's.
Today is March 21st.
Even now, March 21st, they eat my fashirt, but I give it to them.
Okay, bring the cabbage. Little by little, not the whole thing at once. Okay, give it. Okay, can you hold this now?
So you start stirring it right away because you don't want it to burn.
Right.
And I see that you're not adding any more oil or liquid because it's going to start to release liquid.
This is a fresh cabbage and it's gonna get liquidy by
Okay.
itself because it's fresh cabbage.
Yes.
I don't want too oily either.
Right.
I mean, that's the accent is on the cabbage, not on the oil. Okay, now. It looks a lot, but it's basically it's gonna go down. It's not gonna be this much. You see. And if it stays, you know, you can have it tomorrow too.
So is this a traditional Hungarian meal
Yes,
or
Homemade.
side meal?
yes.
Maybe that what you buy in the store, they do this in the big.
When you buy it in a
processor.
store, it's more soury. This is different. This is not gonna be very soury. It's just gonna taste good. This is just quick.
And
Now
what
I need,
kinds of,
I need apple cider vinegar. This is organic, right? Yeah.
Yes.
That's why you have to. Okay.
you want to measure it using a,
Well,
here.
There is a 50 years experience now, so without no measurement.
I want her to measure it so that we can write down the recipe.
so this is one. Maybe I should do it by a cup. You know.
Okay.
So far it's three tablespoons.
Here's a quarter cup.
Well, okay, now I put 4 tablespoons. Probably we're gonna need more, but right now this is it, and I need the salt. And we don't lower too much. Let it
Really
it cook.
cook.
Let it cook, yeah, because then it's never gonna be finished when you. Okay, so
So would you find this recipe in other Eastern European countries?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Like, I wonder if this is, you'd find this in Germany or Austria because of the cabbage.
That, yes, probably yes.
Germany is
definitely.
the cabbage country.
Yeah, probably you find that in Austria, Germany, maybe Poland, Czech, you know, those.
And even if you pass the Hungarian-Romanian border, over there they do different way than we do in Oradea.
Now we cover it
Okay.
and like let it
Don't stop.
Cook for about 10, 15 minutes?
Yes, and then we check again.
So what other kinds of meals would you make this with? Because this is a side dish.
You can do with chicken paprikas, with pork paprikas, everything which has oily like meat.
Okay.
You know, you can do that.
Okay.
Wash it definitely.
Okay. We have been stirring our cabbage, and we found out that we needed some additional apple cider vinegar. So we have 8 tablespoons in total now. We added 3 additional tablespoons. And we add a little bit of salt. You want to say half a teaspoon of salt? Okay.
Yes.
And it's been cooking down really nicely. In the meantime, our potatoes have boiled and are now soft. And I always like to put a little bit of cold water in with the hot. And you know, you don't want the potato to be really, really hard, but you also don't want it to be falling apart because we're not making mashed potatoes. You want the form of the potato to maintain. So while that is draining, Mom, you're going to cut the parsley.
Parsley.
And we also need some butter, right?
We need butter, but the butter has to be liquid. Because
We have to melt the butter? Okay. And about how much butter? Like 2 tablespoons?
Yes.
Okay. So we're going to cut 2 tablespoons of butter.
I like a lot of parsley. So
You're using,
It's a hair.
so you're using how much of the parsley?
well, you know, it was
About half of it?
Hair for the bouquet.
yeah, probably yes.
So is the potato and parsley dish pretty Hungarian too?
Yeah, but
I'm not sure if you know in
I don't know if it's
In,
authentic Hungarian,
in
but
Afghanistan or in Japan they eat tornadis, you know, or in China.
I don't know, but
Well, I mean, it's never anything that I've seen in American restaurants.
no.
I haven't seen
Okay,
the combination
so
of
then
parsley
maybe
and...
I can say maybe a European. Maybe a European thing.
Odaig már látod, anya, mondod, hogy kell olaj.
No.
Let's put the heat down. So you had to add a little bit of more oil.
Just a little bit. You remember when we were in New York and Bela made a party in the
family.
and he made this cabbage. Everybody loved it, and it's a lot of different nation was working over there. Even people from India,
Wow.
and they loved it.
Guyana.
Guyana, yeah.
Puerto Rico, Guyana,
And
Argentina.
Spanish, yeah. Let me see. We're getting there.
So it's still,
We're gonna need more.
so it's not soft enough yet? About cooking it
see.
about,
What we're gonna do with this?
Okay.
so now that it's melted, oh, that's hot, Dad. You want to use a,
We put it in here, and I put the parsley in there.
or you can use this, or you can use that.
Which way you do it? Yeah.
Here.
Just put it in there.
You're taking the melted butter and mixing it in with the parsley.
Yeah. And now you can put the potato and just mix it up really good. Yes.
Okay. In the meantime, Mom, you were saying that
I still need to put more.
more apple cider vinegar.
Yes.
So now we're looking at 9 tablespoons,
10 tablespoons.
10 tablespoons.
And can you give me some sugar? Little bit, not much. Maybe a tablespoon of sugar.
So what does the sugar do?
Well, because you know the cabbage has a little bit like a rough taste. You know, so it has to,
Yeah, but check here.
yeah, perfect.
What is not perfect what I'm doing? But
Of course.
So it's really important to stir the cabbage quite a bit because
Yeah.
otherwise it is going to want to,
you have to do the low flame.
so that's 11 tablespoons now of the
Yeah.
vinegar,
You can figure out in
cups.
cups. It also depends on taste because, you know, some people don't like it, it's too sour, but I like it.
And depends how big was the cabbage, you know, that was bigger than a normal cabbage. No. We are
Emily. I don't know.
Now here's the problem. Our potato is done, but the rest of the dinner is not done. So how do we keep that warm?
You can just put a plastic on the top.
Okay. So you're keep taste testing it to
Yes.
see if there's enough vinegar. So are we up at 12 tablespoons?
Yes. It was a big cabbage, you know.
Okay, so if it was a smaller cabbage, we may be looking closer to 9 tablespoons.
Yeah.
when this cabbage is getting cold, you are able to eat without nothing, just, yes?
Yeah, yeah. I like to
So
do that.
healthy and so tasty.
Is it actually done?
Salute.
Okay.
Salute.
So
Down.
it's taken about 40 minutes for it to cook.
How much? 40 minutes altogether?
Well, 40
Washing
minutes,
this,
no,
that.
40 minutes for the cabbage to cook.
You
And now
like
another tablespoon of
No,
sugar.
that's just a half. It was a half tablespoon.
Okay.
It has to have that specific taste.
Yes, but people who are watching this don't know what that specific taste is, so we have to, that's why we have to record it.
This is ready. we can put it out in a bowl so it can cool, because right now it's very hot.
Okay.
So we don't want to eat that hot, but it has to be like warm.
So you want to make this, in terms of timing, at least half hour before you're ready for dinner.
You can make it even 1 hour, because this one is going to stay warm.
Right. So, but at least a half hour so it can get to cool.
Yes. Okay.
So I just want to show the camera the color
And
the,
how it went down.
and the consistency. And you could see it's pretty significant in terms of how much it has cooked down. So we'll go ahead and cover that nicely, and we've got our potatoes here. And now we're going to be ready before too long to fry up our fashirt.
Jo.